Right then. Not sure if this thing's on. Let's have a look. Right then. Good morning, chat. How are we doing? We're doing well, hopefully so. Right, I'm actually still sort of in the middle of getting dressed. I don't know why I bothered turning the stream on. Bear with me.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, too. Who the fuck was that? Who the hell was that? That was Heave with his 9th month in a row. Thank you very much, my friend. That's very kind of you. Right then. Hello, Matt here. How you doing, mate? Right then. You don't need pants to stream. It's true. It's 8:25 here. Wonderful. 150 people already. And that's in about the same time. Jesus, that could have gone so much worse. Right. So, just to clear the air a little bit. Some of you may have got a live streaming notification very early in the morning last night. It wasn't intentional. I accidentally hit the start stream button on my Elgato Stream Deck, and there may have been some compromising noises for that 4.5 minutes. So if you caught that, that's your little treat. I've made my peace with it now. Fucking embarrassing. But yeah, I've made my peace with it. So yeah, it's one of those ones. Yeah, after I'd done fucking crawled into the darkest corner of the universe and wept, I just thought, fuck it. Do you know what? Everyone in ZF does it. You do it every now and again. You leave the stuff on. Yeah, it's the lost episode. Basically, I might have accidentally moved the Elgato Stream Deck and accidentally clicked start stream at 1:30 in the morning, and there might have been some noises down the microphone, which might be typical of 1:30 in the morning. I'll leave you to do the rest. Anyway, so yeah, that was my bad. I've deleted the VOD, I've deleted the clips because you're all bastards. And yeah, and I apologise profoundly for that. Yeah, I owe it to you at the very least not to make mistakes like that, although it was extremely funny going on to the Discord afterward with my head in shame to get roasted, and I expect nothing less. Yeah, that's the one. It was a bit of a danger wank, anyway. Yeah, yeah. Oh, bad, so fucking bad. What I did do, I did a thing. Okay, that's a bit weird out of context. So yeah, it was one of this ones. It was, if nothing else, it was actually a little bit of a wake-up call to how I approach streaming. I know this is a really weird thing to take away from this, because obviously, last night, obviously, there was, without stating the absolute obvious, it was a bit of a wake-up call for me in more ways than one. Like I say, if you were there, then fine, feel free to heckle me about it for the next few weeks. I expect nothing less. We had a bit of banter afterwards. I mean, life was about as good as it could have been given the circumstances. Everyone laughed it off, you know. Yeah, new emotes soon, exactly. So yeah, it's one of those ones. However, reflecting on it sort of roughly an hour later, the potential seriousness of an incident like that, I don't want to take the funny side away from it, because it was extremely funny, and yes, the literal, you know, well, not literal, there was no video feed, but the saying "caught with your trousers down" was brought to a whole new meaning last night. In any case, that could have been a career-ending mistake right there, both on Twitch here and at my day job as well. So while I'm, you know, while you're all assholes, I massively appreciate that you all took it with a, you know, a light note, that it was just an accident. So my bad in that case. It's something I've never really considered before, as a massive dumper truck goes up my road. Perfect time. Let me just close me. That is enormous. There we go. Yeah, it's something I've never really considered at the time, is because I've always treated live streaming as kind of like a hobby. It's always been extremely casual with regards to sort of how I do Twitch and things like that, and I've never thought of the repercussions of having a large gaffe, a large mistake like that. And while the damage control was relatively low, I honestly I had no idea that I was streaming at the time. That we could have gone for a full hour, friends. Like that could have been a disaster. And I'm glad that you guys didn't spread it. Again, to the few people that were there, a lot of people have woken up and have gone, I cannot believe I missed that stream. So yeah, it's one of those ones. I basically owe it to you not to make mistakes like that. Even though I am relatively small fry on Twitch, I have a responsibility not to expose, because there are young people that watch that. Yeah, full hour, yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's not good. From a I don't know, just from a professional perspective. I know that we joke and we laugh that obviously I'm a very unprofessional streamer and so on, but it's shambolic. It's not intentionally bad. And that's the point, really, is that I'm going to try and make an effort, A, not to do that again, because I don't think my fucking heart can take it, and B, you know, endeavour to try and be sort of more professional, if that makes sense. Not from the sense that, obviously I'm going to have amazing overlays and things now, but I'm going to make sure that things are happening when they should be, and just have that more professional mentality approach to it. It's virtually it's not going to affect the content at all. I know you guys like the content the way it is, sort of a bit ghetto, a bit silly, and we're going to leave that exactly the way it is. But in terms of the arse end and how I think of Twitch, my mindset has changed as of last night, just because, again, how potentially that last night, for example, if let's say, for example, because it was Jane Alley, the Discord moderator, that bailed me out big time, and if she's watching, I cannot thank her enough. Only 4.5 minutes, worst 4.5 minutes of my life. Obviously told me my mistake, and I fixed it immediately. Yeah, it was. I can't even compose words in a minute. I've not long woke up. Yeah, it was just bad. It was just extremely bad. So yeah, one of those ones. Thank you for the funny response from you guys. Like I say, that could have been a potential disaster career-wise. I mean, if I just bearing in mind, like, just think about how close we were to a suspension. Or something like that. I mean, if I hadn't have realised, because you got to remember, our Elgato Stream Deck is not a big panel. It's smaller than my hand, and it's got a macro button on it, which just changes colour when the actual live stream is live. And I didn't notice it in the corner of my eye. And as a result, if that had gone around the wrong circles, if it had been reported to, not that I expect any of you to report it to Twitch, but if something did happen, then it could have been a potential suspension or a ban. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's dangerous how bad it could have been, and the mortality of doing Twitch became very apparent after we'd all had a good laugh last night. So yeah, thank you for the response. It was very I don't know. Yeah, it was it was certainly something. I expect nothing but grief for it, and you know what I mean. I've got a thick skin. You don't get into ZF. Yeah, it's you can expect it to people to report it to ZF. Oh god, yeah. No, I was talking to Womble about it, and like literally on the same night, and he said the amount of time that he's gone off, you know, for a sesh, you know, got his hands full, Kappa face, and he's idling on TeamSpeak, and someone's come in. He says he's lost count. So yeah, just as a closing note, we'll brush it all under the bridge for now. We'll get over to some cold waters. Thank you very much for being awesome about it. I appreciate not coming down on me like a ton of bricks, and yeah, we'll get into the game now. Again, for people just joining, you may have got an email notification last night that I was streaming at about 1:30. It was a mistake. Thank you very much, Edsock. I did not mean to start streaming. I accidentally pressed the button on my Elgato Stream Deck, and there may have been some particularly... What's up? Just a sec. Right then, so let's actually get into the game while we're here. Let's load it all up. Thank you very much, Posh Northerner, for the 245 bits there. Do appreciate it. Right. I don't even know where I keep the game now. I think I've got it filed under favourites, to be honest. There we are. Yeah, I'm not sure, Pyroman. I am... yeah, that's right. I am a pillock. But oh well. Right then. You goddamn know it, Mattia. Right then, let's see what whether this mod is loaded okay. Let me move you over to the second monitor there. Let me kill the intro music there. Let's change us over. The Elgato Stream Deck now doing its original job. Let's go over here. Oh, no, not that one. That one, there. Yep, right. Cold waters, potentially. Yes, there we go. Right then, that is working as intended. Okay. Already 300 people here. That's very kind of you. And again, like, that's only in 15 minutes. Do you know what I mean? That could have been like... Mr. Hollow says, please don't change too much. We like... we like your way of streaming already, and I don't think you have to change anything. Yeah, it's one of those ones, yeah. Is this being professional? Exactly. And again, Hollow, you're obviously the content won't change. I'll always be Shambolic Joe. Do you know what I mean? Old Q Bear. But in terms of the arse end, you know, pun intended, my mentality towards it has changed a little bit as of last night. Don't worry, the content's still going to be exactly the same, but I'm going to try and be a little bit more sensible about it, sort of moving forward. So that's fine. I've reached a whole new level of professionalism, yes, in both on Twitch and in the evenings. Anyway, let's jump into the unit reference originally. We've got this here. Now, obviously the title is that we're going to be playing as some Russian submarines today, because the more observant amongst you will know that we've obviously got the more Playable Subs Mod on. It is in the title. Some of you probably missed it. That's fine. Basically, what the more Playable Subs Mod, Suds from SpongeBob, Subs Mod adds is an absolute buttload of both American, international, and Russian submarines to the game for us to play as well as a couple of modifications of the base game campaign to reflect those changes. So, just right out of the gate here, we've got the Akula 1, the Akula 2, we've got the Alpha, we've got the Alpha 2, the Mike class, the November 2, the Sierra, the Victor 1, the Victor 2, and the Victor 3. We've got the Foxtrot class, we've got the Kilo class, the Kilo 2, the Larder, I like that, Romeo class, Tango class, Whiskey class, the Borai class, not sure what modern submarine, a Delta 4, Delta 3, Golf, Typhoon, Red October conventional drive, so you can drive the Red October if you really want to. Just a normal Typhoon class, Yankee class submarines, Charlie 1, Charlie 2, Echo 2, the list keeps going, Juliet, Oscar 2, Yasin, which I believe we are probably going to be playing this submarine today, an extremely capable Russian nuclear attack submarine. It might even have missiles on board. SSGN, I can't remember what that stands for. That stands for Submersible Submarine, Nuclear Powered. I believe the G means that it's got like a ship launch missiles, or I don't think they're ballistic. The BN would be ballistic missiles. I can't remember what the G is for. Guided missiles, that's it, guided missiles, I remember. So yeah, we might be playing a little bit of the Yasin this afternoon, maybe sinking some American wartime ships in our little boat here. It should be pretty good. So yeah, let's see how we're getting on. Let's go back to the campaign roster here and see what's going on. Isn't that a 90s one? I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly. Soon to have broadband back within the hour. Looking forward to it, Spicky. I also am going to try and keep my eye on chat more, which is a promise I'll break probably within the next 15 minutes. Let's have a look. I know, yeah, 10 wires, it's outrageous. Okay, so we've got a couple of choices here. We've got the North Atlantic South China Sea. This is odd. Normally there's some extra campaigns down here. I wonder... Red Storm Rising. China not frightened of war dispute. Free roam based on any mission you are likely can counter double the units from the base campaign. This is weird. Red Storm Rising. After a cowardly attack on children visiting the Kremlin, the Warsaw Pact forces launched a devastating, surprising attack on Western Germany. Central Europe was plunged into water, and NATO units struggled to push back. Resupply units from the United States are crucial to the war effort and must defend. NATO naval operations. This is really weird. There should be some campaigns. If only I'd tested it beforehand. This is really odd. There should be because this isn't gonna. Let's just test this. Sorry. Yeah, it's only gonna let me play with NATO units. Oh no, no. Does it have some? Oh, here we go. The Yasin class. Wait there. I did see it for a second. The Yasin. Oh no, that's an Astute class. UK. We could play in the Astute. Oh damn. Do we want to play in a UK boat? Oh, I'm going to have to change the stream title. Looks like I can't play as the Russians. Oh, that's really annoying. There must be some sort of bug preventing the campaign from coming in. Playing as them... hang on. It's coming home. There we are. It's coming home. Cold Water is more playable submods. We'll have to change that. I can. Yeah, we could play as the Jive Turkey class. Yeah, that's the one. So, yeah, I'm thinking of maybe playing the Astute class. I didn't realise this had its model updated. The Jive Turkey class, yeah, we could do. Yeah, I have played that shit before. It's really funny. You can play the Russian subs. Let me just scroll through. If not, we'll play the Astute. Oh, no. Victoria class, RCN. They look like Russian boats, but this is an Italian Totti class. Victoria class, Gotland, PLAN. Oh, here we go. The Russians. The problem is, are there going to be American vessels against us, or are we going to? Let's just quickly. I don't know. Just grab a fucking like the worst submarine in the Russian fleet. Here we go. Let's play in a whiskey class. The Vologda. S46. Yeah, look. It looks like this is the Russian campaign. The enemy plans an amphibious landing at Bergen. Let's just test it. Oh my god, look at that blistering speed on the campaign map. I don't think we're going to be playing against the no, you see, look, we're starting from the UK. Those pesky Americans. That's right. Yeah, I'm not sure, Matty. Can you confirm? Yes, Poet. Yes, he will. Only if he wins the game on Wednesday, though. I'm just going to check where these ships are. Just in shallow water. The actual model for the whiskey class is beautiful, by the way. I just want to test which obviously vessels we're dealing with. Bring us up to periscope depth. Periscope depth for the whiskey class is 28 feet. Holy fucking shit. Right then.
Sonar, new contact bearing.
Oh my god, our awful sonar array actually detected something. Okay.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 079, designated Sierra 3.
Okay, sorry, I'm just getting used to because the interface has moved slightly. Signature.
9, designated Sierra 4.
Looks like it. Yeah, well, the sonar array's finding stuff. I'm actually pleasantly surprised about that. Yeah, look, these are all Soviet contacts. There we go. Yeah, look, it's a Rapua. So it's unfortunately a Russian campaign played in a Russian boat. That's a little bit bothersome, to be honest. What weapons do we have aboard? We've got this. Could be a no. So we've got no decoys. We've only got set 65 torpedoes and 53 65Ms, which are monstrous torpedoes, absolutely awesome. We're just going to continue coming up to PD here. We're now getting pinged on active sonar. There's probably a chance that the enemy's already fired a weapon at us, to be honest. Here we are. I watched Das Boot last night, and now you're streaming this. Coincidence? I think not. Yep, I was hiding under your bed. And we watched Das Boot together. It was fantastic. Right, we're upping the periscope here. Wonderful. Bearing is 8-4 to targets. There we go. Mark them.
Con sonar
9-6.
Con sonar.
Oh, is that Kirov?
Is classified as merchant. Con sonar master 9 is classified as escort.
We've got some big boats over here, friends. Oh, he's very close.
Con sonar master.
Con, dive at 8 feet, dive by.
Con sonar master 7 is classified as. Con sonar regained contact on master 9 bearing 098.
That is a very large fleet. So an Aguma visual 10, we saw it before we detected it, but you don't get many visual contacts. So a Rapur, we've got 10 enemy contacts here. That's unbelievable. In the Whiskey class as well, that's like all of our weaponry. You know what? It's as much as I'd like to. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to pick up the other stuff. NATO admits the loss of a nuclear sub. We're going to go back, and we're going to probably take the Astute class out over in the South China Sea. I think that's a little bit better. So let's go South China Sea campaign. Let's start at one of these. Yep, we're going to overwrite, and we're going to try and find the Astute class. Where are you, you bastard? Jive Turkey. There it is. The UK Astute class SSN. I think this is our most modern nuclear attack submarine as of this moment in time. Take the Turkey. As much as I'd love to take out the Jive Turkey class, it is. Yeah, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? It's actually from the Twitch streamer Jive Turkey, believe it or not. And yeah, it's an awesome submarine. Actually modelled on the Seawolf now, which is sort of poetic in its own way. Because he served on a Seawolf, he's actually a submariner. Unlike me, just some grub from the Midlands. Anyway, let's move over here to the UK Astute class, because this is the one I'm really interested in playing for the moment. What we have got are Spearfish torpedoes, TLAM, land attack missiles, and Harpoon missiles. We are a 3,600 ton submarine with a test depth of 2,000 feet. We have got 6 wires aboard. The Astute class is the latest class of nuclear-powered submarine, SSNs, in service with the Royal Navy. The class sets a new standard for the Royal Navy in terms of weapons load, communication, facilities and stealth, and like all Royal Navy submarines, the bridge fin of the Astute boats is especially reinforced to allow surfacing through ice caps. These submarines can also be fitted with dry deck shelter, which allows special forces, SBSs, to deploy whilst the submarine is submerged. More than 39,000 acoustic tiles make the vessel's sonar signature mask the sonar signature of the submarine, giving the Astute class improved acoustic qualities over any other submarine previously operated by the British Navy. Now, the Astute class, I don't want to say is world leading, but I would say probably in the top 5, if not definitely the top 10 best and most capable nuclear attack submarines in the world. As of this moment in time, for different reasons. It's an incredibly powerful submarine in its own right. Now, the actual sonar array on this, the claim is that, and you know, people always big up these claims about, you know, how good this piece of equipment is. You know, it will give you your eyesight back. Magic beans. Do you know what I mean? The people who designed this sonar array said in the right conditions, from harbour in the UK, this sonar suite can pick up a cargo ship leaving port in New York. So it apparently, again, hypothetically, has enough of a sensitive enough of a sonar array to be able to detect ships leaving America from ports in the United Kingdom, which says a lot about it. Should be pretty good. How you doing, Ramon? Welcome, mate. What about that Swedish sub? Yes, I think that's probably going to be up there as well. From what I understand, though, that isn't like a nuclear. Doesn't mean it's no good. It's actually a nuclear-powered boat, which means it's one of those ones. It's a little bit different in terms of how it operates. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's certainly a bomb-ass submarine. It's fucking great. Okay, so let's have a look here. New command assignment. Effective immediately, you are hereby assigned command of the astute class submarine HMS Anson S2 or 123. There's a very good chance we'll be leaving port in Guam, unless that's been changed by the mod, which is nice. Okay, let me just have a nice big drink of water here. I've woken up and my mouth is like a sandal. It's nice and dry. There we are. Let's just get a few big old gulps down. Get ahead of the hydrate bot here. And Satan's arrived. How are we doing? Coming up. You want just a back scratch, dear? I swear that the powers that be are stopping us from playing this game. What do you want? Coming up. What? I'm getting told off. There's a chair. I'm not scratching her ears, folks. She's getting annoyed. Hello. Oh. Oh yes. Gonna go and have it lie flat on the carpet and let Joe, her chief member of staff, because again, cats don't have owners; they have staff. Scratch her on the back here. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm turning into Womble, but a cat guy. Right. You... Yes? I'm done scratching you for now. Yes? You can come up. Are you going to come up? No? No, okay. Anyway, let's read the newspapers. We're just going to pretend she's not there. There's no doing it, she's jumped on the desk. Straits of Crisis. In the years... we know how the South China Sea campaign goes. Let me summarise it for you, because we're already like half an hour into the stream and we still haven't actually gotten in the water yet. To summarise, the independence referendum in Taiwan, in which the country of Hong Kong was meant to be handed over to the Chinese, has failed. This is an alternative history in which the referendum didn't happen, and the Chinese are very, very angry about it. This, coupled with an absolutely fatal economic crash in the Middle East, or not in the Middle East, the east of Asia, has resulted in the Russians' ruble crashing, as well as the Chinese economy to struggle. And the repercussions of that is that the Russians are trying to stay afloat by selling military arms to the Chinese for the cheap. And the Chinese are using said military arms to basically launch a campaign to try and seize the oil-rich Spratly Islands from American custody and bring it over to their side, to be honest. So NATO, if you like, is deploying to the South China Sea to try and stop the Chinese in their tracks, as they are the only force with enough sort of naval units to stop them. Okay, so let's just skip through all of this here and let's get over here. So, a wolf pack, nice mission to start. We're Dr. Okinawa, so we're not Dr. Guam, so it has changed. It's the 20th of September 2000, 0900 hours. HMS Anson S123, top secret. A wolf pack of enemy attack submarines has been operating in an area about 50 miles southeast of Hapong, Vietnam, where they have been pursuing an anti-ship campaign aimed at the local fishing industry as a means of pressuring the Vietnamese government into submission. You must therefore transit to the Gulf of Tonkin and conduct an ASW sweep of the area. Avoid any civilian casualties. This is a mission I've not seen before, so this is interesting. So we've the Chinese are actually attacking fishing vessels like we do. And are using it to try and pressure the Vietnamese government into supporting the Vietnamese claim of the Spratly Islands. So that's interesting. We're going to immediately set off. Can you leave me? Are you alright there? Let's immediately set off towards Vietnam here. So we've got to get over to the Gulf of Tonkin here, which is very much in shallow water. It's only going to be a few hundred feet deep here. We're going to run up at patrol speed, and we're going to try and find enemy submarines operating in and around this area. There we are, we found some, lying in wait and engaging fishing vessels coming down from Laos. Okay, in the vicinity of the Gulf of Tonkin, Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 308 designated as Sierra 1. XO reports that our depth is 150 feet, heading is 324. Speed is 10 knots. Okay, it's fucking warm in here. I've got to open that window, despite the bin lorry. Ugh. Oh, stretchy legs. There you go. Do you want to hang your head out the window, actually? There you go. That's for you. Go and sneer at the bin men. She's got it. Actually, I'll tell you what I do need to do. I need to turn off my night light. I've got basically... sorry, I'm not like 10, but I've got like this app or this thing that's built into Windows that basically dims the screen at night. There you go, that's a lot easier. Right then, so, the local conditions are broken with a light breeze and there is no surface duct and thermal layer. I reckon there's only a few hundred feet of water. Yep, there it is.
Bearing 308. Contact faded.
Okay, rig ship for ultra quiet. Let's slow it right the way down. So the water's very, very clear at the moment because the mod that makes the water darker is not actually installed at the moment. So we're slowing down here again at 150 feet. Sonar, take a sounding. Total water depth is 266 feet. Ambient noise is 79 decibels. The Astute class, however, only gives off 108 decibels of noise, making it an extremely quiet submarine. Okay. So now we just lie in wait. We see what the Chinese response will be. So let's take a look up here. Sierra 1 was bearing 308 before the contact faded, so 308 is about there. We're going to come up to the surface briefly and we're going to look for any fishing vessels in the area, so dive and take us up to periscope depth 4-5 feet. Oh, contact Sierra 1. Belay that order, hold us at current depth. Okay, let's start passively identifying our target here. Very good chance of it being a submarine if it's running this quietly. Not quite. Not quite. A Ming mark.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay, Ming submersible submarine. Test depth 985 feet. Very quiet submarine at 125 decibels, hence why we couldn't really hear it. It's got a SQC-1 low-frequency passive sonar array, which makes it reasonably capable of detecting us, even though we're at -15 at this exact point in time. We're going to continue stalking this submarine and see how we go. Range to target is only 4.6 thousand yards.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating.
Sierra 1 is cavitating. That's going to improve our sonar solution quite a bit. It's whether or not he is alone, because remember, a wolf pack was reported by the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet, so we're going to have to bear in mind that there might be more out here. We're just going to take it slow and steady. This is something that I wish that Cold Waters would build into the base game. Like, look how clear this water is. I know that there's a level of situational awareness that they want players to have, but unfortunately, the water's just too clear. Like, I much prefer barely being able to see anything. It's so much more immersive than this. If that Ming launches a torpedo at me, if I turned off 3D sonar solutions, I could probably already see the Ming class already, which is just a shame. That's about as shallow as my relationships, yeah. There is a mod for Darker Water 2. Yep, sorry, 2T, 2T6. I've used it, but it's not compatible, or at least I haven't installed it with the South China Sea campaign or the the bloody, what is it? More Playable Subs Mod. Sorry, my head's all over the place today. Let me just turn up the game for you people as well. Build a sandcastle to protect yourself from the tops. Pretty sure you could make one that would even stick out of the water. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's, who's going to take the bucket down to 266 feet to get the sandcastle going? That's the real question. Hide the whole 3D screen with post-its, that's right. Okay, the Ming, I don't know. Our sonar solution isn't really improving on it, so we're going to send a weapon his way passively and see how it goes. So, firing point procedures, bearing 309, range to enable 1,200 yards, ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Weapon has cleared the tube and is running normally. The Spearfish torpedo is not the fastest in the American arsenal. There we go.
In from Sierra 1.
There we go. He's fired and so have I. We're going to go ahead flank cavitate and we're going to come
Recon
left.
sonar, we are cavitating.
Helm, come left, bearing 270.
Come left to 270. Helm
We're getting
aye.
2 active sonar pings. We're going to fire another snapshot torpedo on the other line of bearing, bearing 277. Fire.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
Tube 4 is away.
Con, helm, steady course.
Activate the weapon. We've got 3 enemy submarines operating from behind the Ming class.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Right, reload a decoy. We don't have any decoys. Okay, no decoys. We're just going to have to stick to it as best we can. There goes that other target there. You can see these torpedoes coming in. Got one going right, one going left. We're going to have to go straight towards them and try and get between them.
Con, knuckle formed.
Knuckle formed eye. This could be potentially a very short campaign. I'm surprised this has no decoys. We're currently pulling 29 knots. Top speed is 30. Like I say, we're cavitating pretty hard at the moment. My only fear is that other...
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing
That's bad.
302.
Okay, we've got an incoming torpedo. Drop a decoy.
Maneuvering, making turns for
No effect.
30 knots.
Let's get a knuckle going.
Con, knuckle formed.
Knuckle formed. Making no difference. Let's try and get another knuckle. Give me another knuckle, give me another knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
Oh. Oh no, man. This is going to be so bad.
Make turns for 30 knots. Maneuvering eye. Con, maneuvering, making turns for 30 knots.
Okay. My body and mind is ready. Okay, here it
Passing
comes.
100 feet.
Passing 100 feet.
Con, knuckle formed.
Knuckle formed.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Get confused, you bastard. So there's that Ming class. We've got some more reactive fire coming over this way. We've got to change course this way then. We've got a torpedo coming down there. If I can get more over this way towards the Ming, I won't be engaged quite as quickly. That hostile torpedo is searching over there for me. He'll come back around and snap me up as a target, I think. There he is. Let's go for a knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
Knuckle formed. We've confused the sonar array. That weapon has activated and is in snaking search coming right for me.
Con, knuckle formed.
Looks like they're steering the weapons onto me. Yeah, they're adjusting the course of the weapons.
Con, knuckle formed.
Yep, they're adjusting the course of the weapons. Let's fire 2 snapshots.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire. Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
Let's just get them out.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 285.
Con, fire control. Weapon countermeasure homing.
Need that knuckle formed.
Con, knuckle formed.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 283.
Passing 100 feet. Con, knuckle formed. Passing 200 feet.
Con, sonar, switching to active search.
Passing.
These are going to hit? No. Broke my back. 2 torpedo hits. 2 shallow water. Okay, looks like we'll have to play one of the American fleet ships. Because there's no decoys with these ones. We'll go in the Seawolf. Oh, I've tapped out. Continue. Yep, there we go. Campaign's over. Yeah, okay. Looks like that's not very well implemented. I thought that would be a little bit better. Never mind, we'll go with one of the Seawolf ships then, because I do want to do the South China Sea. So let's go with this one, overwrite it, yes. That was a shame. Virginia, Ohio, Nautilus. Where is the up here? Sturgeon, Skipjack, Seawolf, there it was. Lovely, we'll play in this one instead. There we go, Red October. It's coming home. Yep, yeah, the torpedo was in fact coming home. Oh well. Intelligence Intelligence data indicates the enemy plans an amphibious landing at Scarborough in Shoal, South China Sea. Yeah, okay, but we've gathered that much. A task force with landing ships is leaving Ningbo now. You must intercept and destroy this force before the landing occurs. Nav Ops is depending on you. Know whether ships or aircraft are in a position to intercept in time. That is mighty interesting. So we've got to go to Shanghai Scarborough. Where's that? That's south here. Well, they're going to Scarborough Shoal and they're leaving from Shanghai, which means we'll try and keep them in the deep water down here in the actual South China Sea. So they're going to come down here to Scarborough and we've got to intercept them. So we're going to hold here for the moment and see how straight they go. They're definitely going to be coming down the Taiwan Strait. Let's see how this goes. Okay, a couple of submarine warfare patrols are coming. They're going through the Luzon Strait. Here we go. Okay, we've got two fleets coming at us, which isn't good. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 278 designated as Sierra 1. XO reports that our depth is at 150 feet, heading 203. Our speed is 10 knots. Local conditions are stormy with high wind, no surface duct, and a very weak thermal layer at 95 feet. Now the conditions are stormy, which means they're going to help mask our signature. We're going to rig ship for silent running. It is dark and it is stormy, and the murky water mod appears to be on for this particular mission. Oh, strange. Maybe it was curious. The water is very, very murky here. Okay, odd. I don't know why that is. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to come up to periscope depth, as there's no way that in a absolutely deafening 106 decibels that the enemy are going to be able to find us, and we won't be able to see the whole enemy fleet. I'm surprised we've even detected these two. Okay, let's hold at this depth. Seawolf actually surprising me here with the sensitivity of its sonar array. Let's begin identifying Sierra 1 as a contact. We've actually got him dead to rights. We've got a full band signature here. That one? No, it wasn't a Sovereign. Looks like we've got a Luda 3 DDG. This will be an anti-submarine warfare fleet. Okay. We've also got a very, very broken signature down here. Very slight narrow band, or low end of the band, shining through here. Looks like we've got a mark on a Jiangwei FF.
Sonar Sierra 2 is classified as
Make depth 4 feet, dive by.
Estimated ranges are about 25,000 yards, but you can be damn sure that they're closer than that with a sea state like this. So we're going to come up to periscope depth and we're going to service the targets with the periscope, and we're going to see exactly where they are. So they should be pretty much right off our starboard side here. The last sub just had really clear windows. Yeah, I think so. Man, old subs looked so much cooler than these modern ones. Yeah, you're right. Cool, we're up at 50 feet. Up scope. Up scope. That's the button. There we go. Contact out there. Put it in low light mode. Mark. Any other contacts?
Con sonar Master 1 is classified as
there.
escort.
Mark. Downscope.
Downscope.
They're moving this way. Helm, swing us right bearing 002.
Come right to 002. Helm I.
Basically, because the sea state is so rough, the enemy are failing to detect us. If you have a look, the enemy Jiangwei here literally can't detect us, and the Luda here is pretty much can't detect us either on passive sonar. Their sonar arrays just aren't that good, so we can basically creep undetected The only thing they could possibly have detected about us at this point was our periscope above the waterline, as obviously most of these modern ships, if not all of them by the point of the 2000s, have some kind of surface radar that they can use to detect any protrusions from the water. They mostly use it to avoid themselves crashing into other, friendly shipping and detecting other hostile surface vessels.
Contact. Master 1, last bearing 279. Contact faded.
But you can understand why it might
regained contact on.
might be
Master
so.
1, bearing 279.
Lovely. Did you die already the moment I was downstairs to grab milk? You sank the sub? Yep, that's right. For some reason, the Astute class doesn't have any decoy torpedoes, and we were sent in an absolutely enormous boat to go and destroy some diesel-electric submarines operating in 250 feet of water. Like, that we got fucked. Like, it was too difficult. Holy crap, we've also got 500 people in here. Holy shit, how you doing? Anybody hiding at the back there in chat? We see a couple of lurkers back there. Down at the bottom, under the stairs, hiding in a shoebox. We see you down there. Well, how you doing to the fucking like 450 odd lurkers sitting at the back there? Astutely switched subs, yeah, I like it, Blade. Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to Original Roll here for the Twitch Prime sub. That's very I was going to say very childish of you. Very childish of you. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? No, that's awesome. Thank you very much, man. It's much appreciated. There's lots of lurkers down there. I like it. We might have a lurk emote as well. I might write that down. I'm not hiding. I'm just shy. Duckslayer. Everyone here loves Duckslayer. Like, let's just get it down now. There's love for Duckslayer in chat. Shop up, I'm following you. Suddenly turned into a Womble stream, that's right. Yep, Toby speaks loud and often, exactly right. But you like lurking, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Still less counterous. Leave me to creep. Oh, go on then. Right, apologies here. For anybody wondering what I'm doing, why I've done a 180, I suppose I should explain a little bit about the game to the few people that don't know, obviously, what the hell I'm playing at here, doing a U-turn. To explain it as best or as briefly as I can, we're actually going to come down a little bit as well, without me tabbing out, fingers crossed. We're going to come down to 100 feet.
Depth 100 feet, dive by.
So, this is the back of our submarine, as we know it so. This here is the front of our submarine, as well as we know it. This little yoki at the front is the sonar array. It is currently listening for enemy engine noises in and amongst the sea state, which is obviously the wash of the waves and the ambient noise of the ocean. The Seawolf class, being a mostly experimental submarine for the time, has an incredibly sensitive sonar suite, and as a result is able to passively, not actively, pick out hostile contacts even in some of the worst conditions, hence why, despite the absolutely horrendous wash and waves of this storm, we are able to maintain a totally covert presence and sneak around behind the enemy craft here. I'm going to come left bearing 270, so directly west, as we set up on our attack run of the enemy vessels. So, behind the submarine, as you can see here, or in front of the submarine, the sonar array is pretty much only looking in front of it and to the sides. It does not, or is not capable of looking behind it. This, in naval talk, is known as a contact's baffles. It is the blind spot created from having the sonar suite at the front behind the submarine. Every ship has one, and some blind spots are narrower than others based on whether you have a towed array or not, which is a totally different kettle of fish. But the premise is that all ships, pretty much where the propeller is at the back, have about a 40 to 60 degree blind spot in which the sonar array cannot detect you. Now, these ships are sailing roughly in a straight line, apart from the Jangwei, which is probably doing counter-submarine manoeuvres by just manoeuvring and changing where the arse end of his ship is, as not to give away where the sonar array is, or at least to keep his baffles clear. So, in terms of the Luder, he's going straight as an arrow, which means we can sneak behind him. Now, the Luder itself, we might already be in the contacts baffles. As the result, we are already at minus 50, and minus 50, minus 50. Do you know what, guys? We can actually fire now. We're not even fully in the contacts baffles, but the sea state is so bad that the enemy doesn't stand a hope in hell of detecting us. So we're actually going to go for tubes 1 and 5, I believe. So tube 1 here, we're going to set it to active search, and we're going to set it to surface search. We're going to keep it running in a straight line. We're going to set weapon 5 to the same parameters, and we're going to get ready to fire. We're going to fire tube 1, before we fire tube 5. We're going to leave about 60 seconds so that both weapons run to the target at about the same time. So, firing point procedures, bearing 249, range to enable 13,500 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Weapon has cleared the tube and is running normally. Again, a few people do get confused by this. Down here in the bottom right, you can see that there is a small cable attaching us to the submarine. That is literal. This wire, or this torpedo, is unspooling a long copper wire between the submarine and itself for a range of tens of thousands of yards, so that we can communicate and receive data and adjust the firing trajectory of the weapon even after it's been shot. So we can change where the weapon enables, whether or not we're going to change it to passive or active homing. We can steer it, we can do everything as long as we have the wire. And yes, you do need some absolutely massive fuck-off spools of copper wire to make that work. Tens of thousands of millimeters, exactly right. Wire helps against jamming, exactly right. How long did it take for you to get good at the game? I'm not good at this game. Who told you that? I tell you what does sort of, it's a little bit sad to be honest. If you actually go up, can you see where the Twitch title is? And it says Cold Waters as the game I'm playing. You can actually click that and see that I don't think there's any, sorry, I am just going to check, yep. There is nobody else streaming Cold Waters, and that's a shame. That is a shame. I wish more people actually played this. It just seems to be, as far as I know, me and Jive Turkey that play the damn thing. Maybe the Mighty Jingles as well plays it every now and again, and a few YouTubers here or there. But in terms of sort of reliable Twitch coverage, it barely gets it, I'm afraid. Okay, these guys are coming together now, so we're going to ready tube 5 to fire. Firing point procedures, bearing 239, range to enable 10,400 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 5.
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
Okay, weapon has cleared the tube and is running normally, as to be expected. It will maybe, sorry, I will maybe stream it the coming weekend if that makes you feel better. Do you know what it does? Like, it's actually a really solid game, like hence why I play it so often. But it's one of those ones. Like, it's a bit like, do you remember Invisible Ink that we played a while back? It just didn't get the coverage, unfortunately. It's a bit of a gem. Like, it's a nice, refreshing approach to submarine warfare. Yeah, but unfortunately, it's just not cutting the mustard. We're now adjusting the firing point, the RTE, which is known as the range to enable of the weapon here. We're going to set it back to 8,808 that yards. I can't word today. I don't know why. I'm sort of all over the place. Well, it's quite a niche game. Most people aren't interested in simulator games. I do love Cold Waters, though, yes. I play it all the time, however, Aussie Internet runs on a hamster wheel, unfortunately. That I can believe. Well, it's your fault for floating in the middle of the ocean. Damn, that's what we're doing. Never mind. I very much look forward to seeing you play Cold Waters. It's amazing to watch. Yeah, I think there's a level of immersion that you can relay to, obviously, Twitch viewers. I think that's obviously a part of the... Oh, hello. Clone Tour.
Quebec was watching the football dream. With England winning, he decided to stream. Once the final whistle was blown, supporters did both scream and moan. And on the pitch came the Quebec and the England team.
Okay, that's a reference to last night. Oh, you're a bastard. I knew it was going to get to clone. Well, thank you very much. It was actually a decent poem. Yeah, with the love hearts as well. You absolute bastard. The bard is back, he is. Coming home to Belgium indeed. Thanks for your support. No worries, man. Yeah. Arseholes. Okay, what we are going to do is we are going to set weapon 5 to enable now. So.
Oh, yeah.
Love you, Clone Man. Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub 5 months in a row, you absolute bastard. Alright, let's set the weapon to run.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
We've found the target. Let's also set weapon 1 to run. Point it right at the target. They're both going to active search as not to get confused by the C state.
Weapon acquired.
There we go, both weapons are on target. You can see why I now launched weapon 1 much sooner than I launched weapon 5, as to have them both come into engagement range at roughly the same time. There is method to the madness. The old cube love there in chat. We are assholes and that's why you love us. Yes, to summarise in a Discord message I said yesterday, you guys are the best, worst community on Twitch. Let me tell you that for nothing. You are all cunts, and I love you for it. I expect nothing less. Do you know what? I'd be worried if you weren't. I'd be worried if you didn't pick me up on it. To be honest, that would concern me more.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 2, 4.
Okay,
3.
so we've got reactive shots. The Luda is down. The Luda is down. We've hit him port side stern. He's going to be taking water on. It's very dark. No chance of rescue in this weather. They've fired a reactive shot at us, but unfortunately, it's not going the right way. Yep, they have no idea where these weapons are coming from. They're trying to go evasive. It's not happening.
Con sonar, lost contact. Master 2, last bearing 2, 4, 0. Contact breaking up.
Perfect. Both contacts engaged and destroyed. Let's turn away from that torpedo so we can end the session quicker, as in like end this mission, not end the stream. I'm not like sitting here like I can't wait to get away. What we will do before we head off is we'll actually reload. I'm going to reload Mark 48s and release the ship from silent running. We are going to come right to bearing 341 and yeah, steer ourselves away from the enemy weapon. In fact, we don't even need to. Don't even need to. We can leave combat right here. So, enemies engaged. Luda and Jiangwei ships. AdCap swim out. I have no idea what that is. Disvan001, thank you very much for the 100 bits, my friend. That is very, very kind of you. Cheers, man. Okie dokie. So, let us continue. Let us move on. We are in the vicinity of the South China Sea. It is the 5th of September. Good job, but this was not your mission target. This is the mission target right here. This looks like the landing fleet. So we're actually in the Jimmy Carter. I didn't even notice. Captain, we have a new. We are in Jimmy Carter, folks. We have a new sonar contact bearing 027, designated as Sierra 1. Our depth is 050 feet, heading 016 even. Speed is 5 knots, so we're just teetering on the surface. Local conditions are overcast with a light breeze, so a few hours later the storm is cleared. It's still a little bit rough, but the worst of the sea state has passed. There is also a weak surface duct and thermal layer at 240 feet. For anybody that doesn't know, the surface duct and thermal layer are essentially changes in temperature between the slightly warmer surface and the slightly deeper colder water down there, and that does, for our sake, change the way that sound travels through those different depths. If you are above the surface layer, or the surface duct, sorry, you will find that contacts are very easy to detect, as basically the literal layer of the duct, oh sorry, the literal surface duct creates an almost like a mirror that basically bounces the sonar ping between the surface and the top of the surface duct, creating this kind of net of very, very sensitive, again depending on, basically sound doesn't dissipate quite as easily through the surface duct, and you end up being able to detect things at quite long range when you're above the surface duct. In equal part, the thermal layer is when the water gets a lot colder, and as a result of the particles in said water being much less charged, sound doesn't travel as far, and it starts to bend downwards as you get further and further away, meaning that sonar is not able to detect at that great of a range. So as long as we stay below 240 feet, we will actually be less easy to detect than if we're above 240 feet. So we'll use that to our advantage. At the moment we are well above 240 feet, so we'll likely run into a bit of trouble. First thing we're going to do is rig ship for ultra quiet. The 2 weapons that we had did not reload, so we're actually just going to come down to 5 knots, release the ship from quite silent running, and reload 2 Mark 48 torpedoes. Sierra 2 is in very close proximity to us.
Con sonar, new contact bearing.
We're going to mark it.
4.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
We are going to go into ultra quiet as the enemy contact is extremely close to us. We're going to wait to reload the torpedoes.
Bearing 0, 1, 7. Designated Sierra 4.
Not quite a Jangwei, not quite a Jangu, but just a normal Jangu, so not a Jangu 3.
Designated Sierra 5.
Here we go, this is going to be our surface fleet. That's so tightly knit.
Sonar, new contact
Okay.
bearing 0, 3,
2 Jangus.
6. Designated Sierra 6.
Sierra 4 isn't quite, looks like it's one of the previous
sonar,
ships.
New contact bearing 0, 3, 3. Designated Sierra 7.
A Jangu 3,
Sonar,
Sierra 7.
Sierra 4 is classified as escort.
Okay, so we've got 3 escort ships at the least. Okay,
Con sonar, new contact bearing.
there we go, we got the
0,
Yukon
3, 4.
LST,
Designated Sierra
so
9.
that's one of the landing ships. Sierra 6, another
Con
Yukon
sonar,
LST.
Sierra 6 is classified
Something
as
very
merchant.
similar to the Yukon, a Yuting LST,
Con sonar, Sierra 7 is classified
another
as
Yuting
merchant.
LST, another
Con
Yuting
sonar,
LST,
Sierra 9 is classified as merchant.
and something that could be biologic. Well, no, that'll be a weapons ship. So plenty of hostile. There we go, a Luda
Con
DDG.
sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as
So
escort.
the Yukans and the Yutings are landing ships. If I show you them quickly, in terms of their designations here, you'll see that they are in fact enormous landing ships. So there is an extremely large fleet heading this way. It's also got anti-missile guns, which is nice. Okay, we're going to up periscope, looking at the fleet. We're going to come up to 4-5 feet.
Peak depth 4, 5 feet, dive by.
There's a target. Mark.
Con, dive at 4, 5 feet, dive by.
There's a target. Mark. Target. Mark. Target. Mark. No other contacts. Downscope. Let's close that little window here. So we've got the front of the fleet here. Jangus and Yutings. We're going to engage with a large spread of weapons. We're getting buzzed by MPA here. Very good chance of us being detected there. Let's come down to 250 feet.
Peak depth 250 feet, dive by.
Yep, they've dropped a dipping sonar. Okay, we might have been detected already. Let's go for firing point procedures then, urgently. Let's set most of our weapons to surface search here, as we're going to be using a lot of these. We got to try and get below that helicopter as best we can. Okay. We're going to go passive. Then we're going to fire from tube 8 first. Firing point procedures. Bearing 050. Range to enable 7,100 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 8.
Shoot tube 8. Aye, sir.
Firing point procedures. Bearing 036. Range to enable 10,600 yards. Range to... tube ready... Yeah, ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 4. I forgot my script then.
Tube 4.
We're going to run that
Aye,
a little
sir.
bit shorter to here. Firing point procedures. Bearing 019. Range to enable 8,600 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 3.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
And then lastly, firing point procedures. Bearing 005. Range to enable 9,200 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 7.
Shoot tube 7. Aye, sir.
We've got a large spread of weapons heading in on the enemy fleet. We are going to...
Keep the change,
Oh,
you filthy
thank you very much for the...
Rig ship for more XCOM2 in the near future.
Yes, there is more XCOM2 coming. Don't you make a mistake there. It's coming. Still getting buzzed by patrol aircraft. So a nice spread of weapons going in there. Again, the priority for the most part is the surface escorts. There are 4 of them, as well as 5 other landing ships that we're going to have to deal with all in good time. So we're going to have to stay with it. Okay, the torpedoes have been detected. We are going to activate weapon 8. We're going to have it run straight on the target. Weapon 7 we're going to have running at top speed, and we're going to activate it pointing it at the Jangu. We're going to have weapons 4 activate running at top speed heading towards the center of mass, and we are going to activate weapon 3 also running towards the center of mass and try and get them all on the right targets here. So look at that, a nice beautiful pattern there, nice fan shape as all weapons now move up to their 54 knot top speed and approach the incoming targets, who are now aware of our presence and are doing a 180 to try and save the hundreds of thousands of pounds of military equipment stationed on those landing ships. Let's watch for torpedo drops. Coming over, likely will be a dipping sonar. Nothing yet. Okay.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Cool, okay, so Torpedo 8 has found its mark, which is excellent. We're going to steer Weapon 3 slightly, as we don't want it to get sucked up on the Jangu here. That's what Weapon 7 is for. That's it, so we're just chasing down the centre of mass at the moment, which is good. Very, very good. We now can't surface, however, we can't now raise the periscope as a result of that enemy aircraft buzzing us. So we're chasing down the Jangu. Weapon 4 has got sucked up on the wrong target, so we're going to turn him off of it.
Weapon acquired.
Weapon 3 is also on the wrong target. Let's steer them off.
Noisemaker bearing 050.
You can see how sensitive the sonar heads are on these. Weapon 4 is going for the Jangu as well.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Hopefully he does not drop.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 014.
Did not drop. Okay, we've got a contact here. Good, good, good. Weapon 4 is chasing an independent target. Weapon 3 is also chasing an independent target. This is excellent. So we've broken through the screening fleet, and weapons 3 and 4 are now going for the meat and gravy. We're going to get weapon 4 to run deep just for the moment. Weapon 3 even, yeah. We're going to get weapon 3 to run deep just for the moment. No, it's locked on. Nothing I can do about it. It's going to stay shallow now. So they're both chasing the same contact here. I really need Sierras 3 and Semester 2. There we go, both gone. So there we go, we've destroyed both of the surface escort ships at the front of the fleet, meaning we've now got more flexibility in where we can aim. Both tracking the same target. The Luda is likely at the back. Very interesting. Nope, they're both very adamant on chasing these two torpedoes. So that's the sinking Jangu, so we don't want to go for that. I want to go sort of over this way if I can. I'm just going to manually steer the torpedo here. There's a very good chance of us finding a ship down here. Likely Master 9 or Master 7, the U-Ting, is being tracked. There we go. Master 7 just got a hit. We're going to go for another one here. We're going to stay down at this depth for the moment. Start reloading tubes, please. Release the ship from silent running. Keep reloading. We're going to get ready for our next spread here. Firing point procedures. Bearing 033. Range to enable 12,900 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Fire tube 6.
Shoot tube 6. Aye, sir.
Firing point procedures. Bearing 041. Range to enable 14,300 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Fire tube 2.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Both weapons have cleared the tube and are running normally. Getting an active sonar ping from up here. Please adjust weapon 6 to the left to go after this Luda. Bearing 017.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 8 last bearing.
Master 8 has been sunk.
1 contact breaking up.
There you go. You can see the size of these ships here. Ripped the deck right open. Very powerful payload. Hit him portside stern. Critical hit.
Con, torpedo room, tube
Whoa,
1 ready.
hang on. Right, we're going to have to go for a crash dive here. We've got a fucking torpedo in the water behind us.
Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing
Right, full speed, all
9,
ahead flank cavitate. Go down for a crash dive. Drop a decoy. Reload an MOSS in this tube
Fire
here.
Control, we've lost the wire.
Passing 300 feet.
Take us down.
Passing 400 feet.
What's the total water depth of our submarine here? 1,600 feet, aye?
Feet.
Con sonar.
Passing 600 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 800 feet.
Got a knuckle formed.
Passing 900 feet.
What dropped that, do you wonder? Probably the
Passing
plane.
1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet.
No visual on the bogey.
Passing 1,200 feet.
We're going to level out here at 1,200 feet. Silence the alarm. Holy shit.
1,400 feet.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 9. Last bearing.
Passing 1,500 feet. Con, knuckle formed.
Get a knuckle formed. Keep reloading. There's the weapon. Right, full rise on planes. 30 degrees left rudder. Bring us up and over the weapon.
Passing 1,500 feet.
It's approaching us from the port side.
Con.
Passing 1,400
There it is. There's the bandit.
feet. Passing 1,300 feet.
Is that air launched or
Passing
submarine
1,200
launched?
feet.
That's an air launch.
Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 600 feet.
We should be over the
Passing
weapon.
500 feet.
Slow us down, please. 5 knots.
Make turns.
Take the bubble off the
5
boat. Do not
knots.
breach the surface.
Maneuvering eye.
There we go. Hold current depth, please. Point us
Con
back towards
sonar
the fleet.
regained come right to 038 helm high. Make turns for 3.
Right, all ahead
Con
flank
sonar,
cavitate.
We are cavitating.
Fire MOSS to the stern, bearing 203.
Shoot 2-3.
Con sonar regained contact
And take
on
us down.
Sierra 5,
Emergency
bearing
dive.
0-3. Con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 1-2-6.
Passing 200 feet.
Full dive, full dive.
Con.
Passing 300 feet.
Con sonar lost contact.
Passing
Reload
400
MOSS,
feet.
tube 3.
Con sonar no longer cavitating.
Passing 600 feet.
600 feet.
Passing 700 feet.
700 feet, aye.
Passing 800
800 feet, aye.
feet. Passing 900
900
feet.
feet, aye.
Passing 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet, aye.
Passing 1,100 feet.
1,100.
Passing 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet. Take the bubble off the boat.
Passing 1,300 feet. Passing 1,400 feet.
Con sonar
Passing 1,500 feet.
Okay, well, both weapons look to have taken the bait. Full torpedo evasion appears to have worked.
Passing 1,600 feet.
1,600 feet. We need to hold at this depth. Dive. Bring us up to 1,550 feet,
Con.
please.
Torpedo room. Tube 4 ready.
Make depth 1,550 feet. Dive 5.
Slow us down to 5 knots, please, maneuvering. Turn the screws.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering eye. Con sonar regained contact.
Okay.
On Sierra 3,
A little bit tense, don't worry about it, it's fine.
5.
Usual programming. Okay. Right
Con
then.
sonar regained contact
There's
on
one of our
Sierra
weapons
5,
running to its
bearing
enable point.
03.
Con. Dive at 1,550 feet. Dive
1550 feet. We're now slowing down and we're reacquiring the targets that we previously lost. Bletic there with 125 bits. Thank you very much, my friend. Cheers, bro.
Con sonar regained contact.
Watching,
on
drinking
Sierra
Golden
6,
Bear beer and
bearing
watching Quebec stream seems just right.
046.
Should have dropped a depth charge. Yeah, you could have dropped a depth charge. I would have been very vulnerable to it. It was a little bit off center though. But it would have definitely caused some flooding at that range.
Con maneuvering.
It wouldn't have been a
Make turns
direct
for
impact, but the
5
force
knots.
of the explosion of the depth charge forcing water out, the water displacement of the explosive, would have badly damaged my ballast tanks at the very least. Yeah. Why is there a noisemaker so far behind you? You've got to remember that we were down here, and this isn't a noisemaker, this is dipping sonar. There's a subtle difference. This one here, is this weapon going for that sinking U-ting? Don't want it to be. No, doesn't look like it is. There's a U-Ting that's sunk out here, all the way at the bottom. Okay, that torpedo isn't going for him at the very least. Hopefully it will get on the U-Can there. So the Jangu and the U-Can are both there. The Luda 3 was destroyed. Interesting. So they barely... Yeah, it's on its way to the bottom. Looks like one of my torpedoes that I fired at it found its mark. And this torpedo has also found its mark. Which means there are not many contacts left. We've got one enemy warship and 3 LSTs. A good majority of the fleet's been sunk here. Decent engagement. The only thing that's actually found us was the maritime patrol aircraft. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. Have you looked up your Dropbox order? I uploaded a character to you, yes. I'm actually going to make a small request in the case of XCOM for me, and if you've already made an XCOM character, could I ask you to actually re-upload it with this small request from mine? I know obviously there was no... I didn't ask for it at the time, and absolutely my fault, but can you give your character either a nickname or a surname that is your Twitch name? I know a lot of people have got like nicknames like Viper and, you know, Buffalo and Sasquatch or whatever. You know, they've got like cool code names, but unfortunately I don't know whose characters they are. Like, there's loads of good ones in there, but I don't know who they are. All you got to do is zip tie a few eggs. Exactly, Edgar, yeah. That latest bullshittery was really funny. Already did that. So yeah, perfect. If you've already got your Twitch name, God bless Discord, I know.
Con sonar lost contact.
There we go,
Master
another
9,
LST
last
meets
bearing
its end.
0,
Yeah, so if you
4,
have made
6,
an XCOM character and you
breaking
have uploaded it to the Dropbox using !XCOM in chat, you can, if you could re-upload it with your Twitch name instead, because I'm going to go through and I'm going to scrub out all of the ones that don't have their Twitch name on there. I know that's a little bit harsh for the people who've uploaded characters ages ago, but it's just one of those ones. I have no idea who some of the characters are. Quebec's IFV was quite effective, yeah. Who can I ask to make me a character? I don't know. Yeah, you'll have to outsource it. Cool. Okay. Helm, come right towards the fleet here, or the remains of it. 049.
Come right to 049.
Let's take a look at the UCAN in terms of its maximum speed here. It looks like they can pull 16 knots. They are not particularly fast boats, which is a blessing for us, curse for them. In terms of weapons remaining, does anybody know? Can somebody Google for me what the ADCAP swim-out is? I have no idea what this weapon is. What is the ADCAP swim-out? I honestly don't know. I made mine with the nickname Fear and surname Holiday. Surname Holiday with a random first name. Okay, good to know. Like, if I know whose character they are, if it's like obvious, fair enough. But like some people, like there's really no guessing who they are, and so those characters will have to be a scrub-a-dubbed. So if you do have a character like that, just like I say, make sure it's actually got your Twitch name in it. Otherwise, you may not find it in the campaign. Yep, the BR Commander, the badass, that's the one. Badass Commander. BR, that's basically just brrr, and that is the sound of his minigun during hosing down hordes of the lost. Yeah, you're damn straight. Fucking BR Commander was an absolute machine. Yeah, perfect. Exactly like that, Toby. That's exactly as I'd have it. The ADCAP is the Mark... Sorry, the ADCAP is a Mark 48 torpedo for sinking nuclear subs specifically. That's right. I'm looking specifically for what the swim-out version is, though. If anyone can tell me what that does, I'd be most grateful, because I haven't a clue. I don't know what the swim-out does. It's all I know for certain is that it is blue. Mark 48 ADCAP torpedo to swim out under its own power rather than launch with a blast of high-pressure air. I see. Allows the Seawolf to have a much lower launch signature than earlier boats. That's awesome. So rather than having a launch transient... Oh, that is cool. So rather than having a launch transient... those are stealth torpedoes, then. Those are stealth torpedoes. That is awesome. That is very awesome. Okay, I wonder how that enemy MPA is doing. I wonder if he's flown further south. We're going to reload a few TASMs, I think. So reload tubes. TASMs, yeah, those are the white ones. TASM in tube 4, TASM in tube 8, and TASM in tube 7. We've also got a mark on the Jangu, which we are going to fire on out of tube 6. Firing point procedures, bearing 101, range to enable 9,500 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 6.
Shoot tube 6. Aye, sir.
Weapon has cleared the tube and is running normally. That's perfect. Starting in 2003, the US Navy began the Stealth Torpedo Enhancement Program, which aims to upgrade the capability of the existing Mark 48 torpedo by implementing its alternative fuel sources, including electric fuel cells and a swim-out capability. The program is ongoing, with many details yet classified. Okay, that's good to know. Well, thank you. It's an educational stream, this one, folks. All we do is learn. It's perfect. Just a quick question about the game's audio, if I might. Is it a little bit quiet at the moment? Am I too loud? Is there? I know obviously we are running pretty much at silent speed, hundreds and hundreds of feet below the surface, but is there enough sort of background ambience? Would you like it louder? Is it okay? UCAN has anti-missile guns, that's right. There's no guarantee that they will shoot it down. All good for you guys? Perfect. And just headbutt my mic there. I'm actually feeling I've got a little bit of a sore throat. It's been quite a rough few days. For anybody that doesn't know as well, while there are 588 people here, I've got another nephew. Nephew Part 2, the Electric Boogaloo. His name is Alexander Joseph Carty, and it came as a bit of a surprise to me. I didn't know old Alex is gonna, or young Alex, I guess, was gonna have my first name as his middle name, which I think is fucking awesome. So yeah, that's basically where I've been for the last sort of 4 or 5 days there, because he was born 3 days ago now. So yeah, it's been absolutely manic around here, not to mention work has been really busy with the 6 weeks holidays just about to get underway. So yeah, apologies for the lack of streams over the last few days or so, and we'll try and get back into sort of regular sort of shambolic programming in the very near future. Yes, yeah, he's the next Divine Osil, that's the one. I'm going to pass it on from me to him. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm fucking elated, so that's awesome. Congrats, Uncle. Yep, that's the one. Am I the only person who doesn't like children? Uncle Q Bear, that's the one. Ah. Last night's stream was a good compensation. Yeah, it was. That was my special treat. That was my it was all part of the plan. Yeah, it was all part of the plan. Yeah, it's it was what I was thinking. If I can have like a Logan Paul controversial incident that will bring everybody back, going, "What the hell Quebec's done now?" And it worked. That's it. It was all part of the plan. It totally wasn't a fucking huge mistake. At least try to pronounce my character's name.
Weapon acquired.
Oh, there you go. The Jangu's cutting and running. I ain't having it.
Tube 8 ready.
The master plan. That's right. Hashtag never forget. That's right. I don't suspect it will ever be forgotten. Expanding to alternate streaming platforms like IRL. That's it. No worries. Okay, so we're just going to sort of hide down here at the moment.
Fire control. Weapon acquired.
Right, just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to top off my drink here. We're just going to hide down here at the moment, well below the MPA's detection range. Hopefully he doesn't drop a speculative torpedo while I'm away. I'm trusting you guys to defend the submarine while I'm gone. Make sure you're all manning the sonar and the...
Sonar, noisemaker,
yep,
bearing,
make sure. Keep an eye on it. I'll be back in a minute.
1.
Con, fire control. Weapon acquired.
Just bear with. Right then. Captain's orders. Open all open all hatches. What are you guys trying to do here?
Con, fire control,
Abandon
weapon
ship.
countermeasure homing.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep, that's the only
Con
natural
sonar,
second step
noisemaker
here,
bearing
is to
1,
just abandon
0,
ship.
1.
Last night's shenanigans cost me a night's sleep. I'll make it up tonight. Have an early night. I'm going to manually steer Weapon 6 to the target here, get it in on a nice tight turn.
Con, fire control.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing
This bastard is a
1,
good captain.
0, 4. Con
There you
sonar,
go,
lost
got him.
contact.
Steered it
0,
right
3,
onto the target.
last bearing 1, 0, 5.
Right in the
Contact
port
breaking
side.
up.
He thought he got away, but old Joe still had the wire there. Good man. He's going under. Excellent. A lot of our engagements are at night, I'm finding. Okay, so the remaining two targets are that of a UCAN, two UCANs, Sierra 5 and Sierra 6. So we're actually going to come up here to 200 meters. In fact, we'll come up to PD, 4 or 5 feet. We're going to come up to 4 or 5 feet. We're going to reload another Mark 48 in tube 6 there. Again, looks like we've lost that MPA for the moment, which is good. Wow, how kind of you. Missiles time. I'm feeling some missiles in the near future. That's right. Oh. Yeah, for anybody wondering what happened last night, you're going to have to go back and watch the start of the VOD. That's where all the dirt is. You can go and find that if you really want to. Yeah, and do you know what? I am grateful. Oh, don't, man. I'm sorry. So embarrassed. Holy shit. Right then. Chase them, torp them. Don't worry, we're the Tasmans. That's right, yeah. Cool.
Con, torpedo room, tube 6 ready.
But look at the fucking angle on that. That is outrageous. You're going to have to strap into your chair for that one. That's unbelievable. You just have to sit on a skateboard when you're going down. Yeah, exactly right, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
2 months already, Mr. Asmaroth. Thank you very much, my friend. Was that a tier 1 sub? It was. Thank you very much, sir. Oh, really? We're hovering at about... Why are 600 people here? What? Why? Like, look at this. Look at this gripping gameplay. We're coming up to periscope depth. Oh my god, look at that fucking nest of... He definitely thinks I'm down there still. He's going to get a very unpleasant surprise when I launch some TASMs from over here. Let's try to pronounce my character's name without getting distracted by the game. It's Ouroboros 1313, Toby 131313, John Jormungandr. It's like a second language to me, that. Cool. Awesome. Are we up at PD yet? No, we are still transitioning up. 300 feet left to go. What happens when you maintain that angle of ascent until the water level? Do you jump out like a majestic dolphin? No, the submarine quite simply weighs too much. You will breach the surface and then immediately start to level off. People from around the world came to see what happened. It's part of the problem with me gaining like a little bit of... Like, again, on Twitch, I'm relatively small fry. But it's one of those ones, like, it's like... If I make a mistake and accidentally press the start stream button, like 100 people turn up instantly, which is quite a bit. Like, I wish you only had like 10 viewers, because then like I could just, you know, I could pay the 1 or 2 people that showed up instantly hush money. Do you know what I mean? I could pay them off. I could hit them with the old Donald Trump, mate, and pay hush money, and then nobody adheres to the contract. Well, he's an idiot then. Yes, exactly. I am stupid, as it were. We actually breached there. That's very interesting. Looks like the helmsman couldn't quite get the bubble off the boat in time. Yeah, look, it's at 41 feet. We should not be this shallow, sir.
Make depth 4 by feet. Dive by.
Conning tower breached. Thank God they don't have any decent radar equipment.
Raise the radar mast.
Radar mast is going up. We found them. Right. Let's fire on them both. Firing point procedures 035. Range to enable 23,000 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 4.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
We're going to set this one to narrow search. Firing point procedures bearing 044. Range to enable 24,800 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 8.
Shoot tube 8. Aye, sir.
Down the
Forward
radar
radar
mast.
mast.
Bring us down to 200
Make
feet.
depth 200 feet. Dive by.
So these are Tomahawk anti-ship missiles. And they're beefy, which is why I fired them instead of the harpoons. I'm hoping that these guys have the power to drop these fuckers in one hit. If you look, they're literally about the size of a Mark 48 torpedo, but in missile format. The harpoon, by contrast, is much smaller and is much more agile. So we've got our contacts on the horizon here. He should snap to target very shortly. And whoop, there we go, we're locked on. We're going to hit him in the stern. The deck guns are going to start lighting it up. Will it get through? It's gotten through. Hit it in the stern.
Master 5.
Let's see if this one
last
gets
bearing, 0, 3, 4. Contact breaking
It's going
up.
to snap to target. There we go. The deck guns again. It's not like a CIWS system, they're just deck guns, machine guns. See if we get through. We've got through.
Sonar
Boom.
lost contact. Master 6. Last bearing 0, 4, 4.
Right
Contact
overhead.
breaking up.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to crash dive. We're going to go deep. As the enemy MPA has now found us, we're going to make a course adjustment. 30 degrees right rudder, bearing 072.
072. Helm aye.
Okay, non-urgent, silence the alarm.
Passing 300 feet.
It's just for manoeuvring.
Con, helm, steady.
Passing 400 feet.
Con
That's the
sonar,
one.
no longer cavitating.
No longer cavitating eye. We're going to disappear down below the
Passing
surface.
600 feet.
We're going to get in and around, whilst
Passing
very deep, we're going to
700
get in
feet.
and around these wrecks
Passing
here,
800
in the
feet.
hope that
Passing
if a weapon
900
is dropped on us, it will just get
Passing
sucked up on one of the
1,000
wreckages.
Passing 1100 feet.
1100 feet, aye.
Passing 1200 feet.
1200 feet, take the bubble off the boat.
Passing 1300 feet.
Dive, make
Passing
depth.
1400
Bring
feet.
us to test depth 1600.
Passing 1500 feet.
Lovely. Bubble is coming off the boat, ready for the 600 feet. We're past 600 feet. Ah, there you go. Look at that. You can see one of the wrecks, one of the warships there, the Django 3, right there on the bottom. So the plan by travelling this deep is to potentially have any weapons that are fired at us totally miss.
Con, dive. Passing 1600 feet.
Lovely. What's that little speck out there? Can you see that? Like I wonder if that's like Morse code.
Con,
Might just be the sinking ship. Weird graphic
3,
anomaly.
5 knots.
He is much further ahead of us than he thinks we're probably a little bit closer, somewhere up here. He was definitely searching in the wrong place. Cool. I can get away. Perfect. Leave combat. That is a lot of tonnage that we've brought down to the murky depths there. So let's recap. 1 Luda, 2 Djangoos, a Django 3, 2 Yucans, and 3 U-Tings. That is an absolutely monstrous amount of hostile shipping brought to heel here in the South China Sea. That's very big news. Yes, Marek, this was a new campaign. The plan was originally, Marek, to download the More Playable Subs Mod, as suggested up in the title there, but unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be the extra campaigns installed as part of the game. So we can't play. Well, we can play as the Russians, but we'd be fighting the Russian Navy, which I don't know doesn't rub me the right way. So we'd. I'm going to see if I've just installed it wrong after the stream, and then maybe play it properly afterwards. I'm definitely thinking of returning to harbour at some point and getting some of these swim-out torpedoes. They could be very nice. Okay, so the Commander-in-Chief for the Pacific Fleet messages Blackberry messengers us, going, great job, pleased to hear the expected invasion of Scarborough Shoal in the South China Sea has been repelled. Await new orders on this downlink. Let's read the newspaper clipping for this day. Lovely. We actually get a commendation, a medal for our efforts here. The Secretary of the Navy expresses his heartfelt congratulations and takes great pleasure in awarding the Bronze Star Medal to Commander Quebec, commanding officer of the USS Jimmy Carter, SSN 23. Citation: Commander Quebec is cited for extraordinary heroism in action against the enemies of the United States of America on the 5th of September, year 2000. His unwavering resolve and self-sacrificing devotion to duty in the face of death are worthy of the highest emulation. Have I ever defeated the Russians or the Chinese? No, Afen. Is that Afen? Sorry, double F? Yep, Afen. Sorry, I'm blind as a bat. Yeah, we've never defeated them. Well, we're not that good. We came close once, and the NATO states, when we were in our Sturgeon submarine up in the North Atlantic, we were fucking doing all right over there, and NATO retook Norway from the enemy, so that wasn't too bad. But yeah. For the most part, that was didn't go well in the end. Okay, 5th of September 2000, no D-Day for China. Scarborough Shoal, South China Sea. A massive coordinated Chinese sea-based landing has been repelled. A DoD spokesman, I'm not sure, DoD? I don't know, I was going to say the MOD then. Something of defence, I reckon. Spokesman that says a combination of hard fighting by defending troops and prior significant weakening of invasion forces by the US naval units contributed to averting the disaster and defeat. The Department of Defence, yes, that makes it. Makes sense. According to analysts, the ability of the US to contain the enemy and prevent the opening of new fronts will be the major factor in the outcome of the war. Only by keeping the front line focused on a few areas will the Western Allies have any hope of success. Lovely. So here we go. Here's a mission. Look at this. So it's that same mission that we had before, but in a different area. Tactical situation. It's the 5th of September at 5 o'clock in the morning in the USS Jimmy Carter. A wolf pack of enemy attack submarines has been operating in and around the Luzon Strait between Taiwan and the Philippines, where they have been pursuing an anti-ship campaign aimed at the local fishing industry as a means of pressuring the Philippine government into submission. Transit to this area as best as possible and conduct an anti-submarine warfare sweep of the area before the enemy has chance to escape. Avoid any civilian casualties. So we need to move south, run away from this fleet that's tracking us, and go over to the Luzon Strait here. Nope, I've found a hostile contact. Unknown mark. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 350, designated as Sierra 1. XO reports our depth is at 600 feet, heading 351, so we're heading virtually north here. Our speed is 20 knots. Local conditions are clear, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so it should be bright. Rig ship for silent running. Yep, a beautiful day out on the South China Sea. 17 decoys remaining. 2 empty tubes. We've got a Sierra 1 and Sierra 2 contact in close proximity. We're going to start marking these up as we slow down to a more reasonable speed and less water is rushing over the sonar head. 3 Sierra contacts could potentially be submarines. Let's start searching the submarine setup.
319, designated Sierra 4.
Looks like we might have warships. Yep, looks like we got a Django 3. Looks like an ASW fleet dedicated to finding us. Has arrived. Very loud ship here. Let's check it out. Sierra 3, an extremely loud ship. A Huangfeng PTG. What is that?
Sierra 3 is classified as escort.
It's like a missile boat, a very small missile boat, 184 tons. No, it's not quite. It doesn't quite line up in the narrowband there. Maybe it's not a Huang thing. That looks better. Just a fishing trawler. Okay, we won't engage that
Con
then.
sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
Sierra 3 is a merchant. Let's check warships again. Rather unique signature for the middle of the band here. Should be quite easy to identify this one. Whatever it is. A very, very large merchant ship. Mark.
Con sonar, Sierra 4 is
Sierra 2
classified
looks
as
like
merchant.
the last contact here. Let's see what we got. We got a Luda. Is that a Luda? I would say, yeah. They're just the stock Luda, not the Luda
Con
3.
sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
So, estimated range to target is 11,000 yards. We are going to stay down here at 600 feet. And because we know there are roughly no enemy merchant ships on the bearing of the contacts, we are going to fire early as they are quite close to us in terms of their overall proximity. In fact, no, we're going to come up to PD. No, they're pinging us on active sonar. They're searching for us. Coming up to periscope depth is too dangerous. And they're actually closing, so we're going to fire on them now. Firing point procedures. Bearing 040. Range to enable 3,300 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Fire 2-4.
Shoot
5. 2-5.
Aye, sir.
Firing point procedures. Bearing 359. Range to enable 6,000 yards. Change course, 349. Range to enable 5,000 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Fire tube 1.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Both weapons have cleared the tube and are running normally. Let's close down the information panel here. Right then. We are now going to activate weapon 5 to run. Going to come up shallow. We're going to activate weapon 1 to run. It is going to come up shallow. Okay, so both weapons are now running shallow at about 30 feet, 40 feet below the surface, and they will come up to the correct depth to hit the ships once they have been acquired. So we've still got a little bit of time to wait here.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Lovely. The Django has been locked in. No
Keep
return
the
fire as
change,
of
you
yet.
filthy animal.
Boo.
Anonymous, thank you very much, my friend. £5.73 just to go boo. Thank you very much, mate. Were you expecting Egner to kick off in a big way? That's hilarious. Holy shit. Thank you very much, my friend. That's very kind of you. Holy crap. Lovely.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0.
They both come from North mythology, do they? Alright, that's cool.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
The Luda and the Django have both been locked in then. The torpedoes have
Fire
acquired
control,
both targets.
weapon acquired.
It is now just a waiting game.
Con,
We're going to release
fire
the ship from
control,
silent
weapon
running,
countermeasure
and we're going
holding.
to reload Mark 48s in these two tubes. We'll keep a TASM down there in tube 7. There's no major rush.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Is that a noisemaker in your baffles? Looks like we've got a surface contact, a bear bomber. Very well spotted, Social. Yes, it looks like we've got some sort of, well, it looks like we've got some sort of
Con sonar,
plane
noisemaker, bearing
flying overhead.
03,
Nice bit of
7.
explosion there on the back. Yes, some sort of aircraft. Not entirely sure of its origin or whereabouts. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's coming straight for me. We should see that other ship blow up there.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing
There's the explosion.
3, 5, 4.
Lovely.
Contact breaking up.
Can we break out? Yes, we can. Leave combat. Luda and Django, anti-submarine warfare fleet destroyed. Let us continue here. Okay, we have got some hostile submarines leaving the AO. Captain, we have new sonar contact bearing 3-1, designated as Sierra 1. XO reports depth is at 600 feet. Our heading 253.
Keep
Lots of
the
contact
change,
in a
you
very short
filthy
time.
animal.
Congratulations on being an uncle. And also not blowing up civilian shipping.
I consider that a yes, yeah. I don't know. Congrats on being an uncle. Not so much on not blowing up civilian shipping. The chat does like their Mario Strikers charged. They do like it. They do like it when we go after civilian shipping and local wildlife because we've learnt over the few years that we've been together that chat are bad people. They are. They're terrible people, but we love them anyway. We wouldn't have them any other way. Is that a noisemaker in your baffles, or are you just happy to see us? Yeah. Lovely. Right then. Acceptable casualties. That music is only for Wales. Yeah, we need to find a different one for the civilian shipping. Okay, so let us move in here. We've got a broken local conditions with a moderate breeze and a reasonable duct and surface layer down at 144 feet. Big yawn. Oh dear. Okay, all hands to battle stations. Rig ship for silent running. Water is very clear considering we are going to slow down from 20 knots all the way down. Hopefully it is the submarine fleet we have found. We're going to release our ship from silent running and reload Mark 48s into 1, 4, 5 and 8. That's right.
5. Designated Sierra 1.
Sierra 1 has crept onto the
0,
sonar
1,
here.
3. Designated Sierra 2.
Looks like we've got another ASW fleet.
Con sonar new contact bearing 3, 5, 2. Designated Sierra 3.
Civilian shipping? Hopefully this is civilian shipping.
Con sonar new contact bearing
Yep,
0,
merchant.
3, 1. Designated Sierra 4.
Could be a submarine. Please let it be a
Con
submarine.
sonar new contact bearing 0, 5, 2. Designated Sierra 5.
Please let it be. It's not a submarine. What is it? What are you? I either want it to be civilian shipping or a submarine. No middle ground. Merchant. Mark.
Con sonar Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
Let's just check merchant shipping. Looks like we're in a very busy shipping lane here. Merchant. That's not quite a merchant, is it?
Con,
No, that
torpedo
doesn't
room,
quite
tube
line
1
up.
ready.
That one lines up. Yeah, that one
Con
lines up.
sonar Sierra.
Sorry, I had to get my
is
face right into the
classified
screen
as
for that one.
merchant.
This one looks like military contact. Here we go. We're in the right place for hostile submarines then. Here we go. A Ming class Mark.
Con sonar
They're
Sierra
going after
3
civilian
is
shipping.
classified as submerged submarine.
Sierra 4 could also be hostile. Yet 2 Ming class
Con sonar
submarines.
Sierra 4
going
is
after the
classified
civilian
as
shipping.
submerged submarine.
Bastards, the lot of them. Right, okay. The Ming class, what do we know about it? 2,100 tons, 76 metre, 18 knot top speed. Very quiet submarine considering, but reasonably ill-equipped, only packing U-5 torpedoes, but more than capable at sinking us. Jesus. Oh, God, I'm just stretching in my chair here. Let's have a look. Is this a whisper? Cool, you got the formula right. Did you have a go at Siege yet? I have not had a go at Siege yet, Tate. I endeavour to do so.
Con,
One last thing,
torpedo
I'll
room,
shut
tube
up.
4
What are my
ready.
chances of getting you to play the Resident Evil 2 remake, even if I pay for it? Not big, not big. There's a few games that I've got planned already. Maybe at some point in the future, so definitely put a pin in it, as it were, and keep it handy. But yeah, in the off chance that I do end up playing horror games, it won't be for a little while yet. I'll probably do some stuff for Halloween. I know that's in October. We're a good way off yet, but I'll probably do some horror games then. And I need to find a more permanent solution to my VR problem, which is I need to blow my nose as well. I'll go and do that in a second. 'Tis the season, all snotty and everything. The thing with the VR at the moment is that my desk isn't big enough to have a floor space for the Oculus Rift sensors. Like, I literally cannot make the minimum required space to use the Oculus Rift. So at the moment, I'm not using the nunchucks, so I can't play Pavlov or whatever that like CS:GO game is with like Soviet and Pyro and stuff. I can't play it because I do not have the right equipment, as it were. Okay, we're going to point the Ming class, so Helm 005, come right.
Come right to 005. Helm I.
Okay, what are the odds of us being detected? We're at -3 low frequency passive. We're
Rig
going
ship for
to
ultra
rig
quiet.
ship for silent running and see whether that improves. Yep, massively improves our stealth status against the Ming class submarines. So they are both operating at... This one's operating at 400 feet. That one's operating at 400 feet. Okay. Good to know. Hey, Quebec, just joined. What the fuck is going on? Or can someone else tell me? What do you mean? Will we ever see the conclusion of the Warning Shot Phelps story? Again, I need to... because there's no, like, way to, basically... How to put it? Because there's no way to basically get, like, a level loader from, like, Rockstar or whatever. Like, there's no way to, like, cheat your way to unlock the levels kind of thing. I'm literally going to have to play through the entire LA Noire game again to get to the same point. So it's one of those ones. It's quite a lot to do. Like, I'd have to dedicate like an afternoon to it because we were hours and hours in. But it's not that it won't be gone forever. I do mean to do it. I just haven't done it yet. Even though it's been months and months. You'd watch it again? Yeah. The problem is that you kind of know.
Con, helm.
You kind of know what's going on, don't you? There's less notes. I mean, I could stream it again from the start, just so people who didn't see it have a chance to watch it. It was a considerably long time ago we last played. Is it possible to send you the save file? I suppose you could, but the problem is that you'd have to make all of the decisions I made in the last case. I'm not... it feels a bit like, yes, you there. Go and play LA Noire for me. No, it's not like that. It's one of those ones. What's up? What's the holy shit? Why are we holy shitting in chat? Lovely. How you doing, Saru? You alright? Lovely. We are now stalking the Ming-class submarines. Let's head over to the signature tab here. Are we hidden
Con,
still?
sonar new contact bearing.
Ah.
015. Designated Sierra 6.
LA Noire, please play Kappa. Will do. I'll endeavour to. Sierra 6. In and amongst the fleet here. Looks like we could have another Ming-class submarine hiding. Let's go to Sierra 6. Yes, it looks like we have another submarine. An extremely quiet submarine for that matter. Who are we dealing with here? An improved Kilo class submarine. Mark.
Con sonar Sierra 6 is classified as submerged submarine.
A very, very quiet submarine of 120 decibels. Just to give you that some perspective, this ship runs at that Kilo runs at 120 decibels. We only run at 110, and we're virtually silent. Very, very dangerous, potentially. Right hand for Jerkoff. That is a more fucking accurate username than... Yeah, anyway. Use your submarine to save, boys... Sorry, what? I missed that completely. Use submarines to save... it's in the Taiwanese cave, the Thailand cave, yeah. Holy shit, like, yeah, it's fucking... unbelievable. That fucking... Did anybody else think they were dead? Like, I don't want to be like a bummer or a downer on it. 9 days in a cave. 9 days in a 4 kilometers into a flooded cave in a tiny air pocket. I was sure they were dead. That's unbelievable, yeah. Do I dive? No, I don't dive. I hate the water. Yeah, the Aussie miners did longer. The Chilean miners did longer as well. But I don't know. It's just because those are miners. Do you know what I mean? Like, these were just kids from a football team. They're starving in a cave. Oh, God, it doesn't bear thinking about. Did I try VR chat? No, I didn't try VR chat. Because, again, I don't have the nunchucks, the hands. I don't think you need them for the VR chat, but I don't have them nonetheless. I am being pinged on active sonar. Have I been detected? No. Few blasts of active. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fire an MOSS out in front of me. And then we're going to engage these two. Okay, no, we're going to have to engage them now because they are extremely close. Firing point procedures. Bearing Okay, this is about to get real. Firing point procedures, bearing 025. No, we're just going to snapshot it. Bearing 016. Fire.
Shoot 25.
Firing point procedures,
Aye, sir.
bearing 338. Fire.
Shoot 21.
Con sonar. Launch
Activate the
transient
weapon.
from Sierra
Activate
4.
the weapon. Fire an MOSS.
Con sonar.
Right down the
Launch
middle.
transient from Sierra
Go.
4.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Helm, come left.
Come
Ahead
left.
flank cavitate.
Make turns for 3-5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
No, no, no,
Con
no, no, no,
sonar
no,
lost
no, 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 no,
contact.
no, no, no,
Sierra
no. You
6.
need to go for
last
this one.
Bearing
You need to
0,
go for that one.
1, 4. Contact faded.
There we go. Get on the
Con
right
sonar
target.
lost
Come on.
contact. Sierra 2. Last bearing 0, 0, 7. Contact faded. Con sonar lost
There we go.
contact.
They're on the right
Sierra
targets.
1. Con helm. Steady course. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3. Last bearing
Whoa,
3,
whoa, whoa,
3,
whoa, whoa, where are
9.
you going?
Contact faded.
Thank God, I thought he was going to turn in on us then. Fucking hell. Right, yeah, we need to get away here. Helm, come left, 229.
Left
Oh,
229.
yeah.
Thank you very much. 2 seconds sin there for the... Oh, sorry, that was Fafri. Fafri gifted a sub 2 seconds sin. They've given two chubs. Given two chubs. 2 subs in the channel there. Thank you very much, my friend. Cheers, mate. He's very kind. Let's drop a decoy briefly. Hopefully this MOSS is going to do its job. Come on, come on, come on. No, they're steering the weapons onto target. I'm going to
Con
need
sonar.
another
Noisemaker
MOSS.
bearing 3, 4, 9.
Come direct south for me, please. 176.
176. Helm eye.
These bastards are steering the weapons onto me. Yeah, I
Con
fired my what's it too late. Yep, I'm going to be banging trouble here. I can't outrun these. Helm, come this way. 260.
260. Helm eye.
Shit is about to get
Con
very,
helm.
very
Steady
real.
course. Con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 0,
decoy
3,
down.
1.
I've got at least 3 torpedoes. At least 2 coming our way. The Ming class, I don't know whether it's evaded it. My MOSS wasn't that well aimed, to be honest. Okay, we're going to need to go for a knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
There we go. No effect. Drop a decoy. It's not reloaded yet. Go for another knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
There we go, that one confused the weapon. Continue on this current course. We've only got 1 torpedo on us so far.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4. Bearing 0, 3, 5.
It troubles me that this guy isn't sunk yet. Give us a knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
Decoy. There we go, job done. I'm going to give this torpedo the runaround. Try and avoid it for as long as I possibly can. That Ming class needs to have sunk. Really needs to have sunk. Interesting that he hasn't detected us yet. He's going that way. I should have gone 30 degrees left rudder. Why isn't he detecting us? I am not going to punch a gift horse in the mouth.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
That is an extremely lucky torpedo evasion. I have little to no idea how that worked. There goes one of the Ming classes down to the bottom. That's us down there. I have no idea how we got away with that. Surely he'll be coming to... I honestly have no idea how we lost that torpedo. Dehydration! Yes, I'll go and get a drink in a moment. I need to blow my nose as well. There's so much shit up there, it's unbelievable. Cool. Right then, okay. The Ming class wasn't destroyed. We're going to slow it down to a head. We're going to wait for this torpedo to load. We're going to change course slightly. Like this.
Come left 238. Helm eye.
And then I'm going to drop the ship into silent running, and I'm going to do a 180. and try and track the Ming class, which is blasting us with active sonar.
Con,
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
There we
Passing
go.
600 feet.
The screws get slowed, and we slip back onto. No other close contacts, really? Okay, I've got no other contacts apart from that Kilo, who's firing a torpedo this way. He's somewhere up there. We're going to fire a spread of 2 torpedoes. One here.
Con sonar regained.
There we are.
Con, helm.
Firing point procedure is 033, range enable 3,100 yards. And then we're going to fire another weapon
Con sonar regained contact
up
on
here.
Sierra 1.
Bearing 045,
3,
range enable 10,000 yards.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 5. Bearing 057.
We're going to get weapon 5 to activate early. And go and hunt him down at high speed.
Con
Okay.
sonar regained contact on Sierra.
Just poke
2,
your head out of
bearing
one of the torpedo
0,
tubes
1,
and drink some.
4.
That's right. Oh, let me.
Con
I think I
sonar
left my
regained
water bottle in
contact
the
on Sierra 6,
in the damn
bearing
bathroom.
0,
Just give me a
4,
second. I'll go
1.
and get it. You've got the boat, chap. Don't sink it.
Passing 400 feet.
There we go, chap. How much am I meant to have drunk so far? What was the latest readout from ye old hydrate bot there? Still tracking that Ming class. Lovely.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
How to shit off any
Con sonar
Englishman.
lost contact.
Croatia is
Sierra
gonna
3,
win. It
last
ain't
bearing
coming
0,
home.
2, 0,
K-A-P-P-A,
contact breaking up.
K-A-P-P-A, K-A-P-P-A.
Let me just time out Tate Mars there. No, yeah. I, to be honest, I do worry. The English team, like, as much as I'd love England to bring it home, we have like the people at the top here, the last 4. Like I'm worried. I think. Oh man, it's.
Passing 300
I do worry. I think there's a lot of potential for it to go wrong. Croatia are a decent team. They are a decent team. They could really fuck us up, absolutely big time. Just give me a minute here. I'm just gonna clear out the cobwebs. Bear with me a moment. There we are. Lovely. Right then. So yeah, honestly, it's unbelievable at the moment. Yeah. What difficulty do I play on, Evo? I play on realistic because the elite difficulty, the one above this one, gives the enemy an unfair advantage. If you play on elite, the enemy sensors are overtuned, and I don't like that. I think it should be as it is. They shouldn't have an advantage. I shouldn't have an advantage. It should be smack bang in the middle. We've actually got a torpedo running right for us. Helm, come right, speeded up to 10 knots.
Make turns for
We want to get
1,
out of the way of this thing.
0
I should have
knots.
really spotted this
Maneuvering
sooner. Oh no, he's going into a circle.
Maneuvering, making turns for 1, 0
What's he
knots.
doing?
Passing 200 feet.
This is a peculiar...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 2, 8, 9.
Slow us down to 5 knots again. This is a very
Make turns
peculiar...
for 5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
What does it do? Oh, it's detected the Ming-class submarine. Ah, lovely. Look at this. This hostile torpedo has detected the sunken Ming-class down here, and is going skimming the ocean floor to go and destroy it. God, that's an insane vertical search arc on that. Then that's monstrous.
Con maneuvering.
We've got at least
turns
2
for
weapons that have been
5
confused by our MOSS, so for that and that alone, it was worth it. Did the visibility mod break? Whiskey, it looks like it's intermittently coming on and off. Maybe I don't have the right update for the South China Sea mod. It's entirely possible.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
We've got a target somewhere ahead of us, hopefully not a merchant ship. Let's switch our weapon to active homing, try and find out who he is. It is a merchant ship, okay. Steer it off target. There you go, you see? That's why it's good to maintain the wire, because we nearly sank some merchant shipping then. It's not no, it is? Is that what flag is that? It's Tanoa, isn't it? I ask this every time. Is that Taiwan? I can't remember. Sorry, I'm useless. What flag is that? It's the islands, isn't it? I can't remember. Chat is well versed in these things. They should be able to tell us. You nearly sank a Kiev, yeah, that's it. Would be a shame if I sunk a trawler, you're right.
Con, torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
Tube 5 ready. Sorry, get back on target, you sneaky bastard. Playing with me emotions, mate. Come on, get back up here. That's where the kilo is. Come on, you bastard. Lovely. The Marshall Islands, that's the one. I'm a badger, I need to kill civilians, that's right. Chase down this Kilo class, as he's responsible for killing Western shipping, and that will not stand with me. Oh, dearie me. Lovely stuff. Yeah, we almost sank a Kiev, that's right. Is that torpedo on surface search? It is at the moment. No, actually, it's actually set to run on the flat and level. We might send it a little bit deeper. Where is the Kilo? The Kilo's up at the surface here. Here we go. We've got a mark. It's tracking something intermittently. You can see it's struggling to acquire it, but it's acquired something. We're going to let this run. Hopefully, it is not.
Con sonar.
There you go.
Noisemaker
Noisemaker.
bearing
We have found the Kilo.
029.
We lack whales in this playthrough. Yeah, actually, you're right. We haven't seen any.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
That Kilo is banging trouble.
Con,
Like
fire
I say, the
control,
torpedo's
weapon countermeasure
struggling to
homing.
acquire him because he's such a quiet, such a small submarine. He's reduced his profile quite a bit
Con,
by
fire
driving
control,
directly
weapon
away
sonar,
from the submarine.
Noisemaker
Or
bearing
driving directly away from the
027.
torpedo as to reduce his sonar
Con,
cross
fire
section.
control, weapon countermeasure homing.
However,
Con, fire control,
for what
weapon
it's worth,
countermeasure homing.
the weapon is powering through it all.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con, fire control, weapon acquired. Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go. The weapon has
Con,
now found
fire
a
control, weapon countermeasure.
Con sonar.
Decent
Noisemaker
attack
bearing
vector. There he is.
027.
He's laying a nest of decoys to try and confuse our torpedo. We're going to let the torpedo find him on
Con,
its
fire
own.
control, weapon acquired.
There it is.
Con,
Target is
fire
acquired.
Control, weapon countermeasure homing.
No, it's steering in. We've got to go over to the left-hand side here. Okay,
Con,
so
fire control, weapon acquired.
are we ever actually going to hit this guy? Oh, here we go. Here's an opportunity.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
And it's going. It is in fact coming home.
026.
Look at that. Beautiful. There we go. Already got a very... So, not listing in the direction I'd expected, but there you go. He's drifting on down to the ocean floor. Looks like all contacts engaged and destroyed. Was that the mission objective? Yes. Very pleased to see that you dealt with those subs with determination and resolve, Commander. Remember that every enemy vessel we take out, it means safer transit for our troops and transports. Good work and await additional orders. Now, that said, I am going to bugger off for a little while. I've got some stuff to do. The folks are going out, so there are things that I've... certain obligations I have around the homestead. So I've got to do those, and we should be back later on today, depending on what's being played. So, yes, thank you very much for coming down today. A hell of a lot of people. 576 people is an absolute butt ton. Way more than I'd expected, so... That was it's very kind of you to spend your morning and afternoon with this schmuck right here. So yeah, I will. I don't know what we're going to be playing. Maybe some Long Dark, maybe some Bomber Crew. It's been a long time since we played Bomber Crew, so there might be a bit of that on the cards. So yes, thanks very much, and I'll yeah, I'll catch you all next time. Next time. All right. Toodaloo.